Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. It is August 3rd, 2018. My name is Lynn and I'm your host. Thanks for joining me. We have 60 minutes of sewing to do, and as you can see, I am working on the bag. This is part 3, and I'm sure we are going to finish it tonight. So, right now I'm working on the handles. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, go to YouTube and check it out. And I hope you're doing well. Send pictures of whatever you're working on. This is not a tutorial. This is just us sewing together. And I have a sewing machine that works. For anyone who tuned in the last couple of weeks, you saw that I was having a hard time with this rubbery type of material. But I think I finally have cracked the code. I put in a new needle. Thank you, Peggy and team. And I am preparing the handles with this rubbery fabric to put it into the bag when we basically need to make the sandwich. See, so I've just made those handles. And I really should go through it multiple times. In fact, I think I will, since we're on a roll and it's working. Ideally, I would have wanted this even longer. This is going to go inside the bag. So we're going to make, just as a reminder, this is the lining of our bag. It's a flannel that has shape flex on the back. These are some hooks that we've made in previous times. These are jeans buttons we're going to put on. Here are the magnetic clips. We're going to do that next. And this is the fisherman knit sweater that we've turned into the front and back panel with this stretchy on the bottom. So one of the other things I want to do before we assemble the bag is I want to put more lines into the bottom of the bag. And the reason being that I want the size of that stitching to match the size of the stitching here. Just be a little more consistent. It just feels like it'll fit. I don't know. So now I've done that twice. Should I do it again? Yep. Let's do it one more time, and then I'll cut them apart. So again, send pictures to lynn@simplycolorful.com and show what you're working on, and I'll share them with everyone in a minute. Or post them, like I saw Anne posted some of her latest patches on the Simply Colorful Mystery Quote Along. That's an open grouping. The more the merrier for making friends. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these apart. And put them aside. Okay, so these are going to be ready. While I have the black thread and I have my walking foot on, just a few of these. I cannot believe I'm sewing with wool when it has been so humid here. Oh, and look at that. I broke my thread. Okay. No reason other than I was going too fast and talking at the same time. So, when I went to a very thick part, let's see if I can. Oh, no, it broke. Must be too thick there. Ay, ay, ay. We were going so well. So, this is one of those mini projects that presented itself. As you may recall, Jean started to make this bag, and then she's been really busy, and she put it all in a bunch, and I took it on. And then, believe it or not, this sweater is going to have lots of legs. So I made this, then I passed along the rest of it to Deb, who's going to make mittens out of it. No pressure though, Deb is busy too, and she's got herself a new Cricut. So now I'm going to try over here where it's flat. Let's see if we can get it to work. But the yarn of this particular sweater is so pretty. It would be great if we could get a pair of mittens out of it too. Okay, this is working. It just can't be too thick, I guess. So, I'm making the lines about 1/2 inch wide rather than 1 inch. It's not the 1/4 inch that I wanted, but it's better. What a week. I started to say it's been really hot here. I have the AC running, so I apologize if you can't hear me. We are going to a wedding tomorrow night. The singer in Bob's band is getting married. It's one of those where the invitation gave you choices for meals. There were 3 choices. I don't know if I told you this. It was salmon, chicken, maybe the 3rd one was vegetarian. No, beef. Beef. Because I know that I picked salmon and beef, one of each, and I labored over it. And now I don't know whether Bob will want the beef or the salmon, or what I'll feel like eating. And I would say life is pretty good if that's what I'm worried about. Here we go. I want to tempt fate by going too fast. This really will make a difference. See the back? Much tighter. Now, why don't I... How am I going to do that? Start here. Let's see if we can work this. This may or may not work. It broke. All right. Let's forget that. Ah, so frustrating. So now, of course, I need to take out some of it. Okay, so that's good. Let's just do this. Seam rippers are our friends. Oh, this is great fun on Friday night, black on black. Ah. Speaking of eyesight or lack thereof, I ordered new contacts this week. I was thrilled to have that chore done. I'm getting a lot done. I don't know if it's pre-fall mania or what it is, but I've gotten a lot of quilts done. Oh, and BJ, thank you for sending your quilts. They're beautiful. How fun. BJ sent them from Yellowstone. And come to find out, what a small world. We may have been in Needham around the same time. So we have to compare notes. Sorry to be doing this, but I don't know. It's easier when it's open rather than making it into the bag and then having to do this. It's just half a seam here. And it is coming out pretty easily. So what else? Anyone on the Cape? There's the Bayberry Quilters show. Try to get to that. That'll be fun. And of course, our guild, the Marathon Quilt Guild, the team led by Kathleen, and then we have Linda and Colleen and Dawn. Dawn is doing all the raffle baskets. Cindy, it's an army full of people that's creating the show, and it's going to be really cool because I don't know if I've mentioned this. The show is at the Cultural Arts Alliance building in Hopkinton, Mass. And the way that they took an old barn and they have retrofitted it into an art space. And so the quilts, and the way they hang the quilts is they hang them from wires from the beams. And so they look like they're floating. It really is quite dramatic. And we're going to have, there's a juried show part now, in addition to just the display. There are a couple of vendors. There's Tompton Farm will have their annual raffle quilt, which is a work of art by Lima Whitty. It promises to be a good time. There will be a boutique. And I think we're going to have something up on the Common at Polyarts. It's in September. So, lots of fun things coming up. Look at all of these stray threads. Okay, let's do. All right, that's going to be fine for now. Let's do the other one. See how this one doesn't have as many lines in the bottom? Let's just double that up. When it works, it looks great. Shoot. Well, that was a shoot. Like I'm shooting a gun. Sugar. This is just maddening. Okay, it worked on some part of it. there's that. So, why don't I check and see who's out there after this row? Let's see who's out there. That's awfully not very fun to watch me sew straight lines, is it? Hey, hey, hey. Hello, Becky. Let's go to email. Oh, and I can show you what Becca sent on email. Oh, how fun, Joyce. Oh. Oh, hi, Ben. Happy birthday. Happy. And hi, Nicole. I'm glad you're home from all your adventures. Oh, I just got a text from my cousin Ben. Oh, Nicole, not Violet. Nicole, hi. Okay. Oh, this is a note from Joyce. She says, I've sewn all the sleeves and labels on my 6 quilts for our show. Way to go. I finally filled out my forms for 4 of them, and 2 of them are almost done. So I still have 2 quilts in process that I have to finish before I go down to visit my cousin on the 14th. So I am behind the 8 ball. Anywho, Joyce says, while watching you tonight, I'm now finishing up binding on a small wall quilt for the show as well. Oh, that sounds great. And she says, have fun at your wedding tomorrow. And she sends a picture of her pile of quilts. Look at those babies. That's great. Speaking of which, also at this show that's at the Cultural Arts Alliance building, there will be quilts for sale. And these are some beautiful quilts from quilters like Joyce, who have been doing this for a very long time. And if you're looking for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, then you want something unique, it's a good show for that. Okay, so as soon as I finish this, we're going to put in our metal clasp. Magnetic clasp too, and they work great. So Ben and Nicole, if you have any sweaters that you don't wear anymore, but you don't want to get rid of, we can turn them into bags. Of course, you'll want to see this finished before you really buy into that idea, but this one almost reminded me of a riding bag. Not that I've ever been around horses really to know if they carry riding bags, but it just... Okay, there we go. See how much closer those are? So before we go any further, what I want to do is go to the tops of our bag lining. So this is the top with one pocket right in there, and this is the other top. And what we need to do is put our metal clasp. So this is 2 metal clasps. I'll put that aside so I can make at least one more bag. And then I need to get my ruler and measure in half and then 1.5 inch down. So this is 12. Let's see. I wonder if I have a longer ruler. No. Okay. We can work this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and a half. Divide that by half would be 10 and a half and 3/4. Okay. So there's my friction pen. 10 and a half and 3/4. Okay. So it's right here. Let's get the other one. We might as well do this at the same time. So hopefully you can see this. This is 10 and 3/4. Now what we do is we go down 1.5. Joyce and Jean, thank goodness we did this together. It's so much easier when you do these things together because then you can repeat it and you don't have to look at this. Or it's good to do things more than once, right? So now what I'm going to do, each of these metal pieces has 2 prongs. And I need to mark where the prongs are going to go through the fabric. You can kind of do it by eyesight, or you can make an indent on either side of the X. And then you use your seam ripper, or the instructions say a scalpel. I don't have a scalpel on hand, so I'm using my seam ripper instead. Isn't that a funny description? Use your scalpel and create like 1/8 of an inch through which we push. There we go. There we go. So it went through. Now we'll take this metal piece. We'll put this here. And then I folded it back. So there's one side. Now, let me get the iron going because I do want to put a little piece of shape flex on that if I can find it. While that's heating up, although we may not. So that's one side. Now let's do the other. This is the super magnetic part. So we pull this apart. We use our quote unquote scalpel. And then push this through. So there it is. We put the metal on, hold it tight, and do the back. Okay. So now we have, once the bag's ready, oh, let me take the plastic off the magnet. For this demonstration to work properly, okay, now let's try it. Yay! And the magnet works. Okay, so now that that's done, oh, and by the way, see how we cut out 3.5 inches out of here? We have to do that on this bag part. But before we do that, let's just get to sewing this up. So we're going to put it together. Let's do a couple of pins. What we're going to do is sew each side, and then we're going to make a box on the bottom. And when you make bags like this, they're kind of slouchy. They don't have to be perfect. I'd say just enjoy the process and make, however it comes out, and really how you're going to use it. but it's going to get dirty. It's not like you're going to use this bag for the rest of your life. It's just a fun, whimsical thing, whether it's a few months in the winter or you give it away. It's just something fun. Now, no, I think we can use dark thread. I was going to change it, but no need. And in fact, even though the instructions don't say it, Joyce and I did this 2 seams, and I like doing that. Okay, there's that. We're going to go over here. Go back up here. Okay. So now we have the sides done. Right? Now what we need to do, I hope I did this right. Oh yeah. Now we do the bottom. Pin it. Pin, pin, pin. Okay. This walking foot really is nice to work with. What it does is it makes sure that your bottom fabric, don't do that. You have to watch. Did you see how I veered right off? Hang on. The walking foot just helps the 2 pieces of fabric stick together. Okay, here we go. Now that we have the sides and the bottom done, what we need to do is put this like this. And I'm not going to iron the seams open. I'm just going to make sure they go the same way on both ends. I'm going to iron them shut to one side. Okay. There's one. Now we'll do a second one. Okay, so that's one end. Now we'll go to the other end. And again, I'm going to make sure that the bottom, here, I'm going to iron it. Then we need to bring this up. go. Okay. There's that. Okay, so that goes that way. Okay. Iron. Need to get this puppy together. 3 parts to a bag making is plenty. Oh, and while I'm doing this, we should talk about the brown bag mystery quilt. For those of you who are patrons of Simply Colorful, thank you. We couldn't continue to do this without you, so thank you very much. Helps defray the costs of broadcasting. And patrons also get special extra things that we work on together. One of which is a brown bag mystery quilt. And what that is it's similar to our mystery quilts that we do out in public in the real world, with the exception that you get a piece of fabric that is going to be used in the mystery. And then clues will start. So we have a month to get ready. Pretty soon I'll put fabric requirements out there so you can spend the month of August shopping for your fabric and getting the fabric you need. Okay, why don't we just turn this right side out, you can see what it's going to look like. This is where I always have to think, of course, because we're going to be putting one of these inside the other. Okay, so that's going to be our lining of our bag. Now, so anyway, the brown bag mystery, you will receive a brown bag in the mail. If you become a patron, go to patreon.com/simplycolorful. We'll get your brown bag, and then clues start September 7th. And I hope you will join us. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.5 by 3.5. Okay. This is going to be painful. We have to cut it. Not really. Because we've done it before. We know what's going to happen. Okay. So I've just marked 3.5 by 3.5. Now I can't see it. Maybe because it's a friction pen and it's so humid out, maybe it got rid of it. Let's use a different pen. Pencil. Okay. Go, cut that out. Same thing over here. Three and a half. Kaboom. Hang on, I'm getting my ruler. Let's see. Oh, I see. Keep breaking the pencil lead. Okay. that. Number 2. Okay. These two. This is the slouchier side. It's not quite square, but that's okay. There, one more, and then we can start to put it together. Okay, so now we have a back and a front to put together. I don't think we need to do anything yet. We'll put the buttons on after, and then we'll put these on when we sew the lining to the outside. So let's change our thread color to a lighter color since we're going to be sewing through this fisherman knit. This will be interesting to see how this goes. I hadn't thought about the side seam at all. Makes me wonder if we'll have to do any sort of special treatment to it. Hope not. Have a little thread left. Let's see if there's white. Nope. Okay. Okay. Go. Put this together and pin it. Oh, the rubber is tough to pin. Go. Looks like we need those wonder clips. I wonder if this is going to work. Houston, we may have to go a different route, which we can do. Let's see. No, I think it's working. Knock on wood. Okay. Now we're going to go down to a very thinner black fabric. Let's see how that works. Yep, look at that. Cut the thread. see if it, huh. You're not going to believe this, but we're going to need a part 4. You know how we butted up the 2 edges and we used this fabric to make that joint? I want to do that down the side here rather than I just don't think this is going to wear well. So right now I've tried to sew it together. I just don't, I think it's going to pull apart. So I want to come back and do this. Okay. Let's think on this for a minute and let's see who's out there. Huh. We can talk about our brown bag mystery. And we send me pictures. Okay. Oh, Kathleen. Hi. Kathleen says, hi, Lynn. Happy Friday. Just wanted to let you know I'm watching. I'm so glad. Hi. She says, I'm not working on anything today. I love how the bag is coming along, she says, and have a nice weekend. Thank you. It's not a zipper like yours, a zipper bag, but thank you. And I think we've come this far. I really think it'll be better if I take this out and I butt up the seams and I make, and I basically put another piece like this all the way down each side. I think it'll look a little bit funkier, but it will work better. I'm glad you're out there, Kathleen. Have a great weekend. Becca, hi, Becca. A cross-stitch finish, she says. She says, I seem to be on a cross-stitch kick right now. Go with it. She said, isn't it funny how we get on these kicks? I love it. Becca says, I worked on the below piece about a week and got it done. She says, my right forearm is tender as a result. I hear you. Did I ever tell you about, there was a game, Flying Pigs, or I forget what the game was, but you had to swipe to make the pig jump. And I was traveling and I put that new game on my iPad and I went like that, like probably in the airport and when I was traveling for hours. And I similarly had my wrist right in here was really sore. Anywho, oh, this is beautiful. She says, I'm going to paint the Joann's wood tray with a white crackle finish paint, wrap the linen over a layer of batting over a piece of foam core, then set the wrapped foam core into the tray. I want to hang it on the wall with no glass. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at the colors on that. That is really pretty. Button, button. Who's got the button? Becca goes on to say, hopefully next week I'll have the Simply Colorful mystery blocks done that I worked on a week ago. I'm so close, she says. Oh, good. Oh, I can't wait. Then she says, I'm driving from Georgia to Dallas to help my sister-in-law pack up for their upcoming move to Ohio. Wonderful. And she says, good to see you finishing up the bag. Thanks, Becca. As you see, I might not quite be getting there, but I will. BJ, hello. BJ writes from Montana. She says, watching FiberCast live for probably the first time, she says. Oh, hello. She says, of course, we have a huge thunderstorm passing through at the moment, so the internet connection isn't the greatest, but it's fun anyway, so hi to you and all the FiberCasters. Well, hi right back at you. BJ was the quilter I mentioned who sent in a couple of quilts that are so fun, and we'll be working on those very soon. Probably they'll go on the frame next Monday. She says, hi to you and the FiberCasters. I have 2 more quilt tops ready to head your way. Oh, wonderful. So I'm relaxing tonight by hand stitching the Life is Beautiful embroidered circles to the background 4 patches. Picture attached. She says, love your bag. Not sure I'd have the patience to deal with all the layers. Nice job, though. Hope this goes through. Have a good time at the wedding. It did go through, and I'm so glad. And did you hear me say that I used to live in Needham, too? So maybe when you were there, I was there. Oh, these are fun. Look at those. What do they say? Life is beautiful. Life is what you make it to be. Enjoy every fruit of life. I like these. Success is not to succeed. Say that 3 times fast. Success is not to succeed, but to try. Wow. It did go through. Carol, hello. Carol's quilting today. She says, hi, Lynn and FiberCasters. I hope you've all had a good week. We've had a couple of thunderstorms this week, but mainly it's been good. I'm still working on quilting the huge stack of quilts I layered during my holiday. This week, I've been working on my En Provence, the Bonnie Hunter mystery quilt. Not going to talk about on Ringo Lake. It's still in many pieces. Oh, that's funny. Will not be able to watch next week as I have an early start to get to the Festival of Quilts at NEC. We'll be wearing her Simply Colorful t-shirt. So if anybody sees me, please come and say hello. Oh, Carol, that is so great. She says, I have to say, if I see another Simply Colorful t-shirt, I will probably stop them to say hello. Please do. That would be such a hoot. I would love that. And did you know, the woman whose quilt I basted today, Lima Whitty, she told me she sent a quilt over to the Festival of Quilts. I don't know how you would find it amongst all of those, but her name, if there's a program, is Lima, Laima, Whitty, Whitty, and she and 3 or 4 other artists are in a smaller women's art group, and they all have sent, one of whom lives over in the UK, they've all sent in entries. So you are going to have so much fun. Oh, Carol, I love that. So here is a picture of what she's working on. One of them, another one. Oh, Carol, that makes my night. That's amazing. Beautiful. I love all of your scraps. Sue, peace. Oh, Sue says, hello, FiberCasters. It's been excuse me. She says, I've been in a little quilting slump. She says, I've been gardening and doing chores the last few weeks. That's good. She says, I do not have any new Dear Jane or Lucy Boston blocks to share, but how about this freakish purple coneflower? Has anyone ever seen one of these double bloom? First time for me. I can say absolutely I have never seen that. Look at that. You should try and save those seeds. That's beautiful. I've never seen that. And you keep gardening. And the rest of us will try to catch up on Dear Jane. Norma. Hi. Norma and Marquet, hello, long-time viewers and friends. She says, I'm watching tonight. I sure have missed getting to watch on Friday nights, but I catch up later in the week when I can. Oh, wonderful. She says, though, I haven't been sewing any. During the summer, I'm going to be cleaning my sewing room and getting it ready for the fall and winter sewing. She says, I'm looking forward to getting back in there and working on my projects that need finishing before all the winter mysteries start. I love it. Hope you and everyone has a good weekend, Norma. You too, Norma. Enjoy your family and your rides out into the country. So glad you're all out there. Let's see, let me make sure I caught everyone here. I always love to say hi, and then sometimes when I hang up from FiberCast and I realize you've been out here, I'm sorry I didn't say hi. Hey, Jean is out there. No way. I bet you've had a busy week. I bet you've been very productive. Jean says, aw, you are a superhero sticking with that project. It's going to be worth it. I promise you. It's going to be worth it. I think you, this was, I don't even know. I think we have enough more of this fabric to do the 2 side pieces. She says, I'm finishing up number 14 of 17 graduation quilts. Looking forward to the end of the celebrations. Tongue in cheek. Wow. So Jean makes her, this is cider mill quilts. She makes her t-shirt quilts that are wonderful. And she's on number 14 of 17. Wow. Okay. So I really, am I over engineering this? Because but I can't even sew that. Nope. We're going to do it right. We've come this far. Where's that seam ripper? Drop it on the floor. Seam ripper, seam ripper. Where did you go? Oh, I found it. That's good, Pod. Maybe as I wrap up, we can do a couple more programming notes. For anyone who's interested, we are going to so let me back up. I might as well do it chronologically. The brown bag mystery quilt goes from September 7th to October the 26th. Oh, it says right on here, 26th, October 26th. 8 clues. And if you sign up on Patreon for as little as $2 a week, you'll get one of these, which is fabric for the quilt. Then you have to, of course, supply the rest of the fabric. And the 8 clues, and that will be really fun. Then, come January, we are making a trek. Yes, it may snow, but that's okay. We are making a trek out to the Missouri Star Quilt Company retreat. And it's a blue Elvis, blue Hawaii type of Elvis-themed retreat. Years ago, my sister, for Relay for Life, she rented, I think she rented, I don't think she has it in her attic, but if she does, I am paying her to bring it with us. She dressed up as Elvis, and it was so funny to see. The wig and everything. Anyway, it'll be really fun, and I hope you can join us. Becca and Gail are joining us. Plus we have Alexa, and we have Karen, and we have Katie, me. And it can be a last minute decision. And it won't be, it's just a fun time. It's a good excuse to get away from your daily chores and just go play. Sugar. I did not think of this side thing, the side seam, but we're going to be very pleased as long as we have enough of this fabric. So what I'm going to do, just to recap so that we're all in sync here, is I'm going to butt them up like this. And then I'm going to take another piece of this fabric, 4 inches of it, hopefully, if I have it. If not, it'll be thinner. So let's pretend this is the fabric. I'm going to fold it in half and iron it. I'm going to put it on one side all the way down. Pretend it goes the whole length here. Put it there, and then I'm going to sew all the way down. Then fold it over, and because it's folded, you've already got a finished edge over here. And then sew down that side. So you've got this, now your bag is flat. And then I went up and down a few times and made a nice flat seam. So I'm going to do that on both sides, which is really going to, oh, you know what? I may cut off a 1/2 inch on either side. Otherwise, the lining is going to be much smaller than the bag. You know what I mean? Jelly bean? That sounds a little scary, doesn't it? So I'll cut off a 1/2 inch here, and then I'll recut the 3.5 inches here, and it will all be good, I promise you. But I'm not going to do that until I find the rest of this fabric. So I think, folks, for those of you who have stuck with me for this whole hour, thank you. We have made our lining. We put in our magnetic clasp. There's that, ready to sandwich in. We put our little flaps on either side of these. And that's about it. But I think we're in a good place. So there will be a part 4. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm always glad that you do. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. That's what life is all about. Have a great weekend. Do something you like to do. Be with people you like to be with. And we will see you next Friday night here on FiberCast. Bye, everyone. Find the clicker.